Hello, my name is Fikayo Olutomiwa, and I'm going to be presenting my honors capstone to you today. So before I get started, I will share my screen. Okay, so the name of the project that I worked on for my capstone is Pre-Figurative Structures for Social Connection. And I worked on this with Bree Bursma, Waylon Richmond, and our faculty advisor was Nick Tobier. So some background information first. This project was under bigger team project, or a bigger team called Feast. And basically, Feast is faculty engineering arts student teams, and which is also under MDP, which is multidisciplinary projects. So the goal of our project, Prefigurative Structures for Social Connection, was to create a physical experience that could connect people across distance. So the project that we worked on this semester was A Band to Welcome Spring. And A Band to Welcome Spring was inspired by municipal clocks and bell towers that for centuries have been civic recognitions of the shared keeping and passage of time. A popular example of this is the Delacorte clock at the Central Park Zoo in New York, where people would stop to watch the animals play instruments at a certain time. Another example would be the bell towers both on North and Central Campus here at the University of Michigan. So in this pandemic year, there has been an interest and a need for social connection and celebration while respecting physical distance. So the time that we chose to celebrate was the vernal equinox, which is the coming of spring, and that was on March 20th. We built a small structure that we set up on a hill in Ann Arbor, and we were joined by three other willing musicians across Ann Arbor, amongst other people. We had a wedding band in India that included a horse in their ensemble. We had a custom built island on Animal Crossing with animal musicians, a tuning fork in Vancouver, a slide whistle in Tokyo, stand up bass in Grand Rapids, a kazoo duo in Oregon, a dancing dog in DC, a string quartet in Central Park, and a spinning disc in London. So basically, we did what we achieved to do, which was to assemble music from all around the world to celebrate this one event, even though we're separated by space and time, because there are different people in different time zones. Um, so at the start of this project, our creative process, I guess we started with working on these things. So we worked on the structure and the hallmark that we used for the project, the uniforms, a poster, a beer pouch, and invitations that we sent to um, get more people to participate in this. Um, so what we used to combine all our ideas together and to collaborate was Miro. So we put in all our ideas that we had for these different things that we were working on, and we used these to like build and iterate on the many things that we were working on before we could celebrate, which was on March 20th. Um, so for our structure, our initial structure was inspired by the tiny restaurant Corona Shacks. Um, that are used for outdoor dining. But then eventually we changed it to have more of a sled base as its design. Since like a sled kind of represents winter in some way, we kind of thought it was interesting to use something that usually represents winter to like welcome spring. Um, and then we also worked on a bear patch, which you would see in the performances that I will let you know about later. And so what happened is that we allowed our participants to print this patch out, and put it anywhere in the screen and like record their performances with the patch so that you would know that um, it's part of like a performance that multiple people are doing, and to basically connect all the performances together in that way. The other image that you see here is also the invitation that we sent to people to encourage them to participate and to send us any videos that they make on welcoming spring. So this image is our final structure. So as you can see, it has the bobsled design, and we also created these vining flower, red and white vining flower stencils, um, to kind of represent spring in the way that flowers do. And this is an image of the animal band on top of the hill in Ann Arbor at on March 20th at 5:08 p.m., which was when the vernal equinox happened, um, with our instruments and the structure. This is also the wedding band that performed in India at the same time, even though it was like a different time zone. So 5:08 their time. And we also have more videos like this from different parts of the world on our faculty advisor's Instagram. And there is more information about the project at this link here. So more things that I'm planning on working on. I have decided to continue working on this with my faculty advisor. We are working on a different project for the month of May, and the project is called Neighborhood Window. And what it is basically not the same. It's not the same as the project that we did, but it is still about like connecting people, even though like it's a pandemic and we're not um, really supposed to be around like other people that aren't like in our bubble. And basically what it is kind of encouraging collaboration within communities and encouraging like the sharing of items within those communities while maintaining a separation of space. So that's basically what I will be working on in May. Another thing is also emerging post pandemic, and that's basically trying to see where the world is going to be after the pandemic ends, and trying to trying to guess where the world is going to be, and what the social needs of everyone will be at that point in time. So that's like, yeah, so that's the main thing that I will be working on in May. So with this project, I would like to thank my faculty advisor. I would like to thank the um, honors advisors for helping me with this. I definitely learned a lot, and it was a very interesting project that I'm happy that I got to be a part of. And it was interesting to collaborate with people that aren't in my major and work on something that wasn't necessarily related to my major, which is mechanical engineering. Um, so yeah, that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.